Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite passive income books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I'm going to kind of do a Rich Dad, Poor Dad review for you. Stick around. What's up, everybody? Sergio Suarez from Life of Opportunity. Thank you for joining me again on my channel. And today I'm kind of doing a little bit of a different video. I just kind of want to talk about one of my favorite books, a book that I think provided me so much value. It's one of my first personal financial books, one of my first business books. It was the book that kind of changed my mind completely when it came to business, when it came to your traditional 9 to 5. And of course, as you already know, I'm talking about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Sorry if I butchered that name, but a little bit about the book. The book talks about Robert kind of in first person. And he says, he talks about having two dads, one, not really, but one being his real dad, which was the poor dad, and his friend's dad, which was the rich dad. I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned from this book, and one of the biggest eye openers from this book, is something he says repeatedly in it, and it's the poor work for money, whereas the rich let money work for them. What does he mean by that? Well, he means simply that rich people buy assets. They buy things that produce money. Assets are money producing products or things that make money for you, not just put you in debt. Whereas poor people, they buy liabilities. People go and they buy cars, or they take out loans, or they go into debt, and then they spend their life just paying off debts instead of buying liabilities and investing. I guess basically is what he's saying, is investing money into stuff that are going to, produce money for you. And so he basically says assets, puts money in your pockets, whereas liabilities actually take money out of your pockets. He explains the usual rat race. This is what people, he uses the analogy of a rat kind of going on a hamster wheel and running, but not really getting anywhere. And he calls that the rat race. And it's kind of the traditional aspect of what people do, what people are taught to do, to go to school, get a good job, get a good education, and then, go to college and all that kind of stuff. And it's just not a business mentality, because all you do is you go and you get a good job, and you can have a good job. And in his book, his poor dad does have a pretty decent job. It's just that he's working to just pay off debts. And, most people, and he explains in the book that most people actually go, and when they get a little raise, instead of being smart and taking that money, that extra money, and investing it, they'll actually go and buy like a car and go into debt, and then they have to pay that car off. What are some of the assets that Robert Kiyosaki is talking about in this book? Well, they're things like stocks, bonds, income generating real estate. I know Robert Kiyosaki is huge on real estate, and actually I really like real estate. I love the concept. It's something that I'm going to get into for sure. I mean, it's really anything that can produce income, that's going to generate you income. So it's something you can put money into, have that money work for you, and then bring money back. So yeah, that's basically what it is. You read the book, and he has it kind of at a first person view. So you're seeing it as if you were in the shoes of Robert, learning from his rich dad, all the lessons that he taught, that the rich dad is teaching him about financing, financial literature, anywhere from like even taxes, how to beat taxes, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's really, really educational. I highly, highly suggest it, especially if you're just getting started with business. So if you're interested in the book, actually the book, you can get it on Amazon for like, I think about $10. So, I'll have a link down in the description. Check it out. With that being said, thanks again for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Take that little bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. And if you're interested in escaping that rat race, check out my #1 recommended system for starting a business, starting an online business. And we'll see you next video. Bye-bye.